Welcome, everyone, to a night of action filled with IPW. How's it going? We got 4 big bouts here tonight, ready to give you a nice taster of the road to the showdown. So let us briefly run down the card. Starting in the green division, it's Lyra Valkyria and Alexa Bliss battling it out to start things off. Followed up then with El Grande Americano and Mark Henry. Followed by your co-main event. It's Oscar and Charlotte Flair going tete-a-tete. And lastly, it's CM Punkski versus Seth Rollinski to round out your night in the main event. So, before we get to said main, we got the 3 beautiful bouts before him. And we're kicking it off in the green division. It's Lyra Valkyria versus Alexa Bliss. And it is coming at you now. Well, let the wubs begin as we kick off night 15. We're past the halfway stage of the tournament.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Columbus, Ohio, Alexa Bliss.
And now every bout, well, it's certainly crunch time. For Alexa Bliss, currently stuck on 3 points, a win would bring her into the top 5 hunt. Now, I want to just confirm a couple of things that I learnt last night. Liv Morgan and Cody Rhodes have clinched their spot in the showdown. Obafemi very close to doing that as well, but for now, he remains outside of the bracket. Oh, wait. Woo! 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 I missed the first woo, so I'll give you one at the end. But welcome, Lyra Valkyria, to the arena. The battle of the 3-pointers here tonight. Both ladies on 3. Both want more. Woo! 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 And in all honesty, this division is certainly interesting. As I said, I did a few little stat breakdowns last night, looking at how our divisions are laid out. Currently, our teal division is the group of death. And with the point split so drastic, there is potential for this 5-way tie to persist through to the end of the tournament. And that could result in just pure carnage when it comes down to the wire. Because seeding-wise, it is very much a impactful thing. Because first seed obviously makes it to the live event. And they bypass 2 rounds of competition. And that is an important factor to state. Because you miss the opening round where it is 2nd seed versus 5th seed. And 3rd seed versus 4th. You then skip the bout that kind of concatenates the group, where it will be the winner of that 2nd v 5th versus the winner of the 3rd versus 4th matchup. And the winner of that bout goes on to face the 1st seed. So realistically, winning your group could never matter more here in this tournament. 2 less bouts in that grueling road to the showdown. Right now, as Lyra soars into the shot, she's going to put down Alexa. This tournament, it's a long road, as we know. But right now, when we talk about these 2 stars, obviously, through now 4 bouts, only 3 points to their name, 1 win in 4. The minimum amount of wins you need to make it really to the group stage, if I just double check my records, apologies, I need to pull open some stats from last night that I did. Now, these might not be perfect, so forgive me. But for this matchup, or this group, I should say, the green division, the minimum amount of points needed is... I'm still looking, so apologies. The minimum amount of points needed, the absolute minimum, I should say, is 6 in this group to make it to the finals. The bubble sort of being formed is pretty impactful because Lyra, Alexa, as well as Momo currently sit on that 3-point precipice. Obviously, I believe they all have to face off against one another, including this one. So that 6 points, although it does not guarantee you passage to the next round, you put yourself in a solid standing to do so. Delaney Reed, obviously, she's competing. Well, she doesn't have a remaining bout in this round. She has 1, 2, 3 more bouts, so the maximum amount of points Reed can get is 9. She could eliminate herself from contention if, well, once either Momo, Alexa, or Lyra reaches that 9-point mark. But in the current state of things, I've got a feeling we're getting count out. And the points are being split, which is not opportune. And, well, Big Man Gregory, there's the 10. And Lyra gets 2 points. I'm now going to have to do some calculations as to the absolutes of this group, because this is nuts. The point split keeps Lady Reed still in that hunt and still a contender for the road to the showdown. But yes, for the point tallies, Lyra goes to 5, joining Julia, and Alexa to 4 by her lonesome. That makes it so that the top 5, well, it's a tie for 4th seed between Lyra and Julia. I don't believe those two have faced off yet. Yes, they have. Julia won. So, tiebreaker still sits in her favor, so she will be 4th seed. Lyra in 5th, based off of now, though. We pivot on a hard dime to the Gold League. Men's wrestling coming your way. And it's in the form of an interesting affair. It's El Grande Americano versus Mark Henry. Olay!
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from the Gulf of America, weighing in at 202 pounds, the original El Grande Americano.
Well, let's get discussing this insane group stage. Obviously, as mentioned, Cody Rhodes has locked his place at the showdown, leaving only 4 available slots for these stars to compete in. Compete for, I should say. El Grande currently sitting on nil points. He needs a dub here tonight to bring himself into that hunt. And a win would be very impactful because it would bring him to the same tally as this man.
And his opponent from Silsbee, Texas, weighing in at 362 pounds, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
And would hand him tiebreaker control. That is what El Grande wants. But Mark Henry, big Marky Mark, he has the chance to shut that down here tonight. Ascend to 6 points. Take the 4th seed in this tournament. Over Osprey as well. We'll see if that comes to fruition. I'm intrigued to hear what the crowd was chanting there. It was hard to tell, but one thing's for certain, a little flurry of punches to start this off. And it's El Grande that wins the punch exchange. Obviously, you know the power's going to favor Mark Henry, but speed, so the rabbit-style punches working for El Grande. The issue is, though, he cannot capitalize and keep that momentum going, as right now Mark Henry taking over control. Obviously, in our opener, we kind of discussed minimum amount of points to make it, or bare minimum needed to make it to the showdown. That was 6 for that division, and interestingly enough, it's the same here for the Gold League. And it's overall very similar in terms of how the divisions have shaped up. In fact, just looking at it, yeah, it is. It's virtually identical. Because right now we focus back in 6 points, the tally that's realistically the bare minimum. So 2 wins or 3 count-out wins, and you make yourself a spot at the showdown. Remember, though, for a lot of these stars, in particular, with now there being, well, if Mark Henry wins tonight, 3 bouts remaining, 9 points total. There is still a chance, actually, for Mark to make it top seed through into the live event. For El Grande, that chance is kind of out of the picture. Top seed is no longer possible. Same for Laney Reed, obviously, in the green division. But you cannot catch up to Cody Rhodes. The perfect... Actually, no, it's a lie. If El Grande wins, he can catch up. And he will be at 12 points. Win tonight. 1, 2... Yeah, it's 4 wins. So, yeah, he could make it and match up to Rhodes. Laney doesn't have that option, obviously, because she lost in this round. So, yeah, Reed cannot make it. El Grande is still in that hunt if he is able to win here. A loss will very much take him out of the first seed contention. And that is kind of what he really needs, is to just keep building the momentum. A win for him would also make this group extremely interesting. Everyone then would have points. The only division to do that as well, I should say. But currently Mark could have been looking for the count out, but not going to get it. Instead, uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh! Head meets apron. Mark Henry delivering. And then why not another? Welcome to the Hall of Pain, El Grande. Rolling Thunder not going to work there for him. Count of 4. Referee Big Kim getting up there. Gut wrench. El Grande dropping Mark down to the side. Count of 6. Mark returned to the ring. El Grande also springboards in and hits absolutely nothing. Airball trying to basically give Mark Henry a chance back in, but not going to be the case. Instead, the ankle's plucked out of the air and now locked in the ankle lock. Mark escapes, and well, he's got to go flattening, dropping El Grande to the canvas. Quick 2 count, and you just see Mark frustrated because that shoulder just barely made it off the canvas. El Grande in danger. This is how Mark won his only match in this tournament. A crushing splash. And the cover to follow it. 1, 2, nearly the 3. But you can see World's Strongest Man is ready to welcome another victim hooked up for the World's Strongest Slam. Welcome to the Hall of Pain. Another victim. And well, now I can officially say El Grande is out of the top seed hunt. No longer obtainable after a loss here to Mark Henry. The World's Strongest Man, he came to play, crushing with that World's Strongest Slam. Splash, the initial setup, and then this pin, the game winner.
Here is your winner, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
And for Mark now, a little separation being caused between him and Lesnar and Cena. He also overtakes Ospreay in the rankings. Now who will really keep up in the table? That we will have to see. But now we pivot over. It's time to discuss the Teal League. as the Empress of Tomorrow goes tete-a-teting with Charlotte Flair. Who will remain in a solid position? Flair, Oscar, right at you now. Six points. The current tally these two sit on. And that threshold, that 6-point conundrum gets censored here tonight.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, representing the Kabuki Warriors, from Osaka, Japan, Asuka!
Well, let's cut to the chase. Oscar, Flair, Jax, Blake, and Flammer all stuck on 6. A win here would obviously cause a little separation in the favor of the Empress of Tomorrow, but if the stars that are still stuck on 6 continue to win, they will tie in the standings, making the battle for the top 5 a lot more of an interesting factor. A win here for one of these two would tie Fallon Henley atop of this division. And yeah, of all the divisions, this is the only one that has a different absolute minimum. Every other, it's 6 as a minimum. This, it's 7 points. Because we've got 5 stuck on 6 already.
And her opponent from the Queen City, Charlotte Flair!
And as always, this division, it is interesting when we take it at face value. You've got a chance for the likes of Becky Lynch, Stephanie Vaquer to sneak up in the rankings. And when I talk about Vaquer, she battles tomorrow night Blake Monroe to round out the 4th round of battles. That could be a huge one, by the way. But however that goes, it should realistically, if Vaquer wins, that would be massive for the division, because it would keep Blake stuck at 6 through 4. Then I'm just looking at Vaquer has to face Nia. So if Vaquer wins both bouts back to back against Nia and then Blake, or Blake and then Nia, she then faces Lady Flammer. And then Flair in her final bout. All of these stars have to battle Vaquer, who was dead last. I'm just looking at other bouts on the docket. Becky has to face Flair. So there's a potential 3 points there against Flair. We'll have to see as these two ladies squaring up center of the ring. Oscar and Flair. Oh, and they're not pulling any punches to start this one off. the carnage of this division, by the way. And wow, them crowd noises are getting really loud. Right in my ear. Louder than normal. Chop exchange now ending in a blow for blow scurry. Who's going to win out on the tussle? The answer's neither of them. It's only, though, going to be Flair who's quicker than a punch after the exchange. Obviously, after tonight, one of these two ladies will be on a nice total. Now, the other issue could be is if we have a tie here, both Oscar and Flair on gaining 1 point take themselves to 7. That makes this even more interesting. Now, realistically, I know that there are certain stars who are mathematically not able to get a higher seeding if they lose certain matchups, and this one's very impactful as that's a beautiful shot from Oscar to bust open Flair and then follow it up with the dropkick. Picture perfect from the Empress of Tomorrow. For me, this division of the 4 is my favorite. It's just pure carnage across every level. Current Ruby Belt, current Prospects Champion, 3 former Women's World Champions, and a former Ruby Belt Champion in the same vein. And then 2 rising stars, and then Charlotte Flair. That's this division. In a nutshell, it is pedigree upon pedigree. As for the other divisions, I know I've said that they are quite close overall, but nothing mounts up to this one. Now, obviously, as this battle goes on, the crowd breaker comes through from Oscar. She connects on that, but as this battle continues, questions start to arise as to who will take the top spot of this division. Last year around, we obviously had Liv Morgan topping one side of the women's bracket. The other was a shock. It was Michelle McCool as Oscar looking to lock in the Oscar lock. That's in tight. Flair squirming on the canvas. Breaks the clasp and breaks the hold. Back to her feet goes Charlotte. Waist control gain for Flair for only a moment. Now instead, does manage to get it once more, but Oscar quickly shooting an elbow into the face. Oh, beautiful German. The Empress of Tomorrow finding her mark as she ascends up top, looking to fly. Soaring like an eagle, she connects with the cross body. And that's going to put Flair down. Oh, stiff right from Charlotte. Spear as well to follow it up. She cuts Oscar in half and now could look to punish her if she was able to connect. Count of 3. The whip reversed. Oscar put back into the ring. Flair. Roll up here on Oscar. Turns it into a powerbomb, then sits it into the pin. 2. Kick out in time for the Empress of Tomorrow. But Flair's circling her like a vulture, ready to seize its prey. Kick to the back of the knee. Flair trying to wear down Oscar, ready to receive a figure 4. And it's also important to note Asuka is wearing a knee brace, thus making it a prime target for a figure 8. Asuka also getting a little cheeky, using the middle rope for leverage, but it's a quick kick out by Flair to stave it off. But now, bridging into the pin is Charlotte. She's trying to get the dub here, but it's not going to be as ascertained just yet. Oh, a kiss goodnight with that knee strike as Asuka targeting the busted up face of Flair. Keep your eyes on Charlotte. She's ready to pounce. Puts Asuka in the corner, and that looks to be blood trickling down the face of the Empress. Scorpion Death Drop. The response to being busted open. And now look at the confidence. Asuka ready to fly. Drop kick connects. Down goes Flair. The action again spills to ringside. Asuka charging down her target. Just a single leg takedown. Codebreaker. And a count of 3. Hopefully what Asuka gets off of this pin that she's going for, as this could be it. 1, 2. And there's Charlotte kicking out to stay alive. Backfist missing. Chop not. And a little natural selection comes through from Flair. The cover's good for 1, 2, and no 3. No dice just yet. Charlotte closing in on the dub. Fireman's carry. Oh, flapjack. And now, legs hooked. Pulls back. Figure 4 applied. And why not bridge back, babe? It's the figure 8 locked in tight. Will Asuka tap here to Flair? The answer is no. The legs peeled apart. And the punches that cause the separation. Charlotte evades the gap closer from Asuka and comes back with a back breaker. Now we could be in trouble if you are Asuka. Flair is starting to close this matchup. You're starting to put the finishing touches in on your body. A nice suplex there from Asuka. Maybe, just maybe get back into this. Rings of Saturn applied. Trying to torment, brutalize Flair. Will she get another tap out to this maneuver? Asuka wrenching back. And Flair, while she can't tap, a verbal submission gives Asuka the win. Two submission specialists entered the ring tonight. It was bound to end in submission. But Asuka being the one to get it, a little surprising. As we see, the brutalizer. No, the verbal tap out from Flair. Sets us into the Empress's era. She currently holds the tiebreaker over Fallon. And that means that Asuka is first seed currently in this division. Will that be maintained? Well, that is a question for another night. Because right now we're pivoting once again, this time over to the pink division. As we have a battle, a grudge match between these two. Seth Rollins versus CM Punk. I'm unsure who to root for in this one. But one thing I do think may end up happening is carnage. Absolute carnage. Well, enough do-lallying about. We're sending it to the ring for your main event. It's CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Well, let the fires burn to start the night. Rollins in red, ready to cash in on some success. Something that has eluded him through the 4 opening rounds of this tournament.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 225 pounds, Seth Rollins.
Rollins currently sits dead last in this division. Thankfully for him, there is still a chance to make it first seed of this division. He just needs to go flawless through his last set of bouts. And that includes tonight. On the other side of things, CM Punk. 3 points to his name. A win takes him to the only person surprisingly on 6. And that is pretty important because he would have sole control of his seed. As only 3 of the men would sit above him in the rankings.
And his opponent from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 222 pounds, CM Punk.
Of which only one of them will be competing in the remainder of round 4, and that is Drew McIntyre. Drew versus Tony D coming at you tomorrow. And Punk will certainly want to win tonight if he is to keep control, because the chances of Tony D picking up a second win in this tournament quite low overall, but that's something that we'll have to discuss as we are ready and set for this one. The crowd, as always, behind Punk. Let's get going. Soup out of the gates for Rollins. Obviously, I've given those bare minimum point totals already, but this division, it is 6. That's your cutoff point. So for Punk, this win, and well for Rollins as well, this win's impactful. It gets you in that hunt. And bear in mind, tiebreaker ruling, it is a very strict qualification thing. You have to own the tiebreaker matchup, i.e. if you tie on the same amount of points as someone else, if you've beaten them, you qualify ahead of them in the entire tournament. Losing to them in the regular road puts you really at the whim of the scores. Early pin here for Punk. See, starts to dissect Rollins. And that dissection has started by busting him open. Punk sends the head of Rollins into the corner. Your main event referee is the beautiful Guile. Punk to the apron. Lining up Rollins. Springboard. Missing. Arm. Crushed into the canvas. Sling blade from Rollins. His time to maybe fly. Up. In. But he meets the knees of CM Punk. We say these two know each other so goddamn well. Storied history between them both, and this time Punk's aerial antics work out. Rollins evading the big knee, connecting down south, twists Punk into a neck breaker. Can't follow it up. Punk able to fight out of its grapple. Push Rollins to the corner. This time Punk, he misses once more. That knee not meant to be, and Rollins knows it. But neither is Rollins' charge in antics. Neither man able to connect with them. Instead, Rollins trying to maybe do the deal, but Punk out the back door. Chops away, hacking at that knee. Irish whip once again reversed. Rollins charges in. This time he connects with the lariat, follows it up with a wacky line to the back of the head. Punk in trouble. Drop to the canvas. But he fires back quickly, an axe to the face of Rollins. And Punk flies, once again connecting with that springboard lariat. Puts Rollins down and he could potentially put him out of this hunt. Puts him in the corner. This time, third time's not the charm. And Rollins is going to make him pay. Crossface applied. Gonna get the rope break though is Punk. Ripcord knee. Boom. Rollins dropping Punk once again. And now the kick down south butterflies him into the pedigree. You could have done anything from that position. And Punk, he just took it like a champ and gets covered here for two. Rollins not slowing down. Punk in trouble. Twisted. Forearm smash to the back of the neck. Eyes on Punk. He got up quickly. And that's going to give him leverage over Rollins. Brings him crashing to the canvas. Irish whip. Fourth time's a charm? Yes. Knee strike into the bulldog. Punk plants Rollins center of the ring. Now what's he thinking? Hooks him up, fireman's carry. But there is no kiss goodnight. The GTS put to bed instead of Rollins. Don't think this is wise, Punk, to fly. It's a long way to travel. Yeah, and he misses. And that gives a staggered Rollins a chance. Punk, though, springboard connects with the enziguri. He drops Seth on the middle of the canvas. 2 count comes through for CM Punk. Both men giving it their all. Busted open, Rollins dropped in the drop zone. And Punk ascends to drop that macho elbow, but he falls short and gonna potentially fall prey to Rollins. However, Rollins is caught only for a moment. Fights out the fireman's carry just to come swinging. Underhooks him, but no. This time Punk is not being pedigreed. He kicks Rollins out of that position and drops him with a lariat. Rollins charges in. He connects onto Punk. To the apron he goes. Springboard. Knee. Strike. Connects. Punk dazzled, dazed, and potentially out of it. Rollins going for the cover. Good for two, but a kick out from Punk to stay in this matchup. Another attempted kick from Rollins. Not going to work for him. Instead, he eats a neck breaker. And both men's bodies in tatters. And trying to recuperate off of the just constant action. It will be Punk to his feet first. But I have a feeling Rollins could be chasing him down and potentially causing him some trouble. A pin for Punk. 2. Kick out from Rollins. He stays in this. Punk once again going for the cover, this time a little bit more cheeky. Using the middle rope, and our referee, Guile, spots it. And that's costly for Punk. He's distracted by the beautiful referee. And that means he is getting stomped to hell and back. His head sent to Australia. And now, his body sent to the grave because he is down and out for the count. Seth scores in this division, making the Pink League the only league where everyone has points. Well, Rollins didn't have to do the deal. All it took was a little bit of red in his gear. And that's all he needed to get his first win. Busted open, blooded, bruised, battered to the brim, but victorious. That describes Rollins' night for night 15. Night 16 is a culmination of round number 4. We have some nice bouts to do it. We kick off the night in the Pink division. It's Drew McIntyre, Tony D. Drew looking to take control of this Pink League. That's followed by Blake Monroe and Stephanie Vakir. If Vakir wins, Blake's chances go a little bit more wayward. Following up your co-main event, it is the Beautiful Madness versus the Black Peach. Julia takes on Momo Watanabe. Honestly, your main event is a nice one. It is an end of an era type bout as John Cena takes on the showstopper, Shawn Michaels. What a night of action we've just been through, as well as what's to come tomorrow. I would love you to see you tomorrow. But till then, if you enjoyed this, leave a like down below. Subscribe if you're new around here or if you want to. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.